normal, I think.
But you said so other things.
I'm probably should give it so I can't go barefoot.
All right, we have sound. What is it? The true healers in the universe. Welcome to Unity of Billings. I'm so happy that we're all here together. How are all of you beautiful souls? How have you been? I haven't seen you for a minute. God, everybody looks fabulous. Everybody looks great. I see your auras. Actually, I don't see them all the time, just every now and then, especially if you're against a wall like this color. Could everybody please stand there? No, kidding.
Just slide up.
I can feel them. I can feel them though. Would you all like to join me in singing our opening song? Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel his mighty power and his grace. I can feel the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Oh, ran out of air. All right, our Sunday services are being live streamed. Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you for helping to support Unity's ministry. You may donate by going to PayPal at unityofbillings@gmail.com or our website, unityofbillings.org. There's lots of interesting things on our website. Our announcements. Our kids' room redo is in progress. And July 18th, starting at 8 a.m., come and join in the fun. Come when you can, stay as long as you're able. I just had a thought that just jumped into my, anyway, I'll talk about that later. Our food collection continues downstairs. Will be an ongoing project for family services. Our meditation room is available 9:30 a.m. on Saturdays, Monday and Tuesday evenings at 7 to 8 p.m. Friendship Sunday potluck is today. Join us downstairs after the service. You guys are going to have to eat all the food. I can't even taste it today. I can't go down and pre-taste it and make sure it's okay for you. You know how royalty had that going on? They had someone that tasted all the food?
Yes.
That's me. So I'm getting my blood drawn at noon today, so I can't eat anything. Couldn't even have my matcha.
You'll have to take a go back.
Oh, a to-go bag, yes. Today, we have the great pleasure of hearing Rev Edee Weigel speaking to us about the 7-day mental diet. Awesome, 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 awesome.
Emmett Fox.
Emmett Fox. That's going to be great. I love his work. July 19th will be Reverend Orlinda Worthington. What else can go right? I love that. Is she coming here in the flesh? Awesome. July 26th, again, we have Rev Edee Weigel, Atonement. And August the 2nd, Rev Edee Weigel is going to speak to us
About potluck.
about Potluck Sunday. I was like, wait.
Let's just do.
I like it. Is it going to be an interactive experience, and we're going to eat it and talk about it? Okay.
Yep.
I like that. That's awesome. What a great idea.
In reverse.
In reverse. All right. And now if everyone will take a moment to center themselves and enjoy the Unity song with David Friedman.
Every breath what your soul has longed for, what your heart can feel, is already here, is already real. There is no one out there, there is no one else. You hold all the answers deep inside yourself. There's a voice that whispers, there's no you, no me, there's just one, there's just unity. One power, one presence, one light to lead the way. All loving, all knowing, that answers when you pray. When the world looks darkest and your eyes can't see, gather all your troubles, give them all to me. I am always with you, I will always be. I am one, I am unity. We are one, we are unity.
Wonderful. Is David Friedman still alive?
Oh, yeah.
Is he? Nice. And he's still composing and still doing all of this fabulous stuff. That's wonderful. I will now light our Christ candle, which is a symbol of the indwelling Christ in all of us and within our service today. Our daily word today on July the 12th, 2026. In the divine presence, I am guided. Will you all join me in affirming? Guidance. In the divine presence, I am guided. Divine guidance is not only found in burning bushes or mind-blowing revelations. More often, it arrives as gentle nudges, subtle enough to overlook, ordinary enough to dismiss. Yet, these quiet signals are holy too. A craving for sweetness, a need for fresh air, a muscle that tightens or relaxes. All can be taken as cues to care for the body and soul. As I become present to the fullness of my humanity, my senses, intuition, inter-knowing, I recognize guidance as ever-flowing. It invites a restorative resting of mind and heart. It is an alert stillness that listens, a receptive openness where clarity emerges and gentle direction unfolds. I trust the quiet impulses that draw me forward, allowing the simplest moments to lead me towards my soul fulfillment with ease. My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest. Exodus 33:14. Please join me once again in affirming guidance. In the divine presence, I am guided. And please join me in affirming our Unity Foundation principle. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the good, omnipotent. And our Unity of Billings affirmation, crafted by our Unity chaplain, Charlene Inglis. Through divine wisdom and grace, Unity of Billings is vibrant, healing, and inclusive. And now if you'll take a moment and take a deep cleansing breath and center yourselves. Again, hold your tithes, your prayers in your hands, infuse them with your love. And join me in praying. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful. And now, Robin is going to play us some special music. Oh, this is a good one.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Oh, that was so nice. That was so nice, Charlene. Thank you. That was beautiful. I know, right? That was awesome. We are so blessed. We think about all of the many blessings that we have in this moment. Just right here, right now. We have so many blessings. I have my shoes off so I can even count on my toes. So it's a lot. And they're all full. Just right now, just thinking of all the blessings. As we receive your gifts, we are able to sustain this beautiful place, our beautiful time together, where we come together and we share our blessings and our love and our energy with each other. And when we leave, we radiate that energy and we take that with us as it goes out into our homes and into our communities. And that loving energy travels a very, very long way. I don't remember the exact distance, but there's a scientific study that was done about a group of monks that went to, I believe, Chicago. I'll get those statistics for you.
They're 5,000 miles, I believe.
Yeah, a long
Amazing.
way, a long distance. So just remember to hold that love and remember your blessings, be in gratitude, and emit that love. And it does anyway, you don't have to force it out. Just
Might go further, of course.
it might go further. And so it is. Thank you. All right, Reverend Edee Weigel, please come forward.
They're the hot seat now.
That's right, it's all yours. Would you like, oh, you've got water? You are set. That's not, here, let me fix that.
Yeah, I like my mother. We remember that.
Yes, we
God bless
do.
you. Oh, it's so nice to see you today.
I miss you all so much.
Good morning.
Good morning. Morning.
Best reason to come to church is see all your friends. Yippee. And all our friends out there in YouTube land. I have quite a few people that tune in, so that's a good thing. Today, we are going to read The Blessing for a Church. It's in the inside front cover of our Wings of Song, and I see that it was written by James Dillett Freeman, and we're all fans of him. Yes. I love to drag this thing out about once every 6 months because I want to put it out there that, you know, this is what starts our hymnal. And I have the hymnal from Religious Science Church as well at my house. So it's really neat to read that too. Love those beautiful songs. So are we ready? We're going to read it together. Blessing for a Church. This is God's house. May we who come here not only find out about God, but find God. May there be beauty in this place, but especially may it be a place where men and women become aware of the beauty in themselves. May this be a place of worship. May this be a place of instruction. May this be a place of singing, and may this be a place of prayer. But for us who worship and take instruction and sing and pray, may this always be a place for inner stillness, where we may listen and hear when God speaks. May whoever ministers here minister in love. May whoever teaches here teach truth. May whoever serves here serve pleasantly. May everyone come into this house in expectation and go with thanksgiving. And may anyone who comes needing help go feeling blessed. May this be such a house that Jesus Christ or any stranger, even one of the least, would feel in it that he was with friends. Amen. When we sing that song, surely the presence of the Lord is, and I always feel like going, Amen, at the end, So today is everything you never knew about Emmett Fox, because as I started writing it, I just thought, no, there's like this much information about Emmett Fox. He actually was one of the first big superstars of the positive thinking movement. Not only did he contribute to unity and religious science and other churches with his writings, he actually wrote a lot. I mean, the more I had no idea. I was like, oh yeah, I have the 7-Day Mental Diet booklet. I have I have a first edition. It's from 1935. And when it was resold in my mom's church, it was for 15 cents. And I guarantee you in 1935, it was probably 3 cents, because that was the middle of the Great Depression. Okay, but I'm looking at it and I look up first edition. My hymnal from religious science is first edition, 1954. So I'm always looking through my mother's books and I'm just astounded. I'm like, oh man, this is like almost 100 years old. So 15 cents, by the 60s, 15 cents. You could buy a loaf and a half of bread for 15 cents. Bread was 10 cents a loaf at the day-old store when I was a kid. So my mother had in her things, and as I'm looking through her, if the kittens are playing and they get in the bookshelf, well, books fall open. I look down there, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll write about that too. I just passed the 1-year cativersary with the little rescued little Virgil. And, so on Monday the 6th, I was holding him. That he's so big, he like drapes over my arms, hangs down, and I was singing Happy Cativersary to you. And every time I go, I love you, he's going, what? He was singing with me, so. Anyway, a 1-year time went by, and he really did change my life. He was like a little angel showed up. There's something about that cat, he's pretty special. I think I'm gonna teach him how to talk. Be like Mr. Ed. But here I am and reading about, good old, I thought I knew exactly what I was going to say, but as I read more, I'm like, I got to tell all this. I got to tell it. The positive thinking movement, the metaphysical movement, really took off during the Great Depression. We all know that there were people in the 1800s that were just started. Emma Curtis Hopkins, the Fillmores, Ernest Holmes, all these people. But he was the one in New York. He had this huge church called Divine Science, and he would have 5,000 people a week. So he would take his talks to Carnegie Hall. 5,000. So 5,500 people a week. But this was during the Great Depression, and people were desperate to hear good news and a way to lift their spirits. So he is the one who really got metaphysics flying. He really did. Our family, my mother and father both were ministers, and many times they would give the talk about the 7-Day Mental Diet. But it was a family joke because it was like, oh man, I got to day 4 and I just caved in. So that was, even this morning, I sat and meditated. I could hear my dad's voice. Oh, you're going to be talking about the 7-Day diet, are you? He goes, how are you doing? I go, I've been staying on it pretty good. Because ever since I started writing about it, of course, you try to implement the science of mind, right? Mental. So it's a family joke. And my dad would say, oh, I made it to 4 days and whoops, something happened. But here's the good news. As I more thoroughly investigated it, and I was outlining the diet, I found a place where Fox wrote, if you find yourself falling into negative thinking, try to work with your feelings and let it go. And if you have let it go, then you have succeeded on staying on the diet. So this is the good news. We can wobble around a little, but we didn't fall off, and we're still on track. Because it's just like you grab yourself and go, don't look at that problem. Think about God, right? So we're staying on it. Well, that was great news because my dad and I did make a lot of jokes about it. So I actually could hear his voice this morning. I go, hey, Dad, how are you? And he's like, I'm doing great. Last night I dreamed I was flying. I haven't had a flying dream for a while. Flying through the forest, and I could smell the pine trees. Yeah, I just like, man, this is a great dream because I can smell the pine trees. And then the other part of my dream, I was with some friends, and there was this huge stairway that was going down into the mist. But I thought, this is a great place to jump off. And I went, and my friends were like, there she goes. I woke up and went, oh, flying dream. I haven't had one for a while. Love that. But the value of trying to stay on the 7-day mental diet is training your mind. I know we talk about this all the time. I mean, surely by now we have completely trained our minds, haven't we? We are masters of our emotions. Training our mind to stop, breathe, and take a moment before you overreact. I had a guy pull out in front of me on the way here. And he just pulled out in front of me and just kept going. And I looked at him and I thought, I don't think that was real. I think it was an apparition. It's just things happen sometimes. You're like, wow, God bless you. You know, you just go. But before you overreact with negative thinking or speaking, practice some serenity meditations. And the key here is the words overreact. So we can react, but we don't need to overreact. It's like I was cooking the other day and I had the fire up a little high. I was like, well, I'm getting a little more brown on that than I planned, but it tasted good. Don't overreact. We're all challenged at times, and yet we can take that deep breathing seriously and talk to ourselves, let it go. And what I love to say to myself is, why not see how I feel about this later? Now, I think my mother would have said this, so I'm probably remembering her. Why don't you take a break and see how you feel about it later? And I'm doing better, not overreacting. I like my affirmation, thank you, God, for helping me, because then that really works with your feelings. The other day, I guess I had a little dream or something, my mother's voice, treat for your feelings. I guess I was dreaming about my mother. Treat for your feelings. So this is a religious science word, treatment. That would be affirming. Affirming, making a positive mantra for your feelings. So a spiritual mind treatment. Treat for your feelings, Mother said. Okay. So I'm remembering, I'm treating. More about Emmett Fox is very interesting. He was born in 1886, and he was born in Ireland. He was Irish. He grew up in Ireland. Did you know that, Linda?
Not.
So here's more you never knew about Emmett Fox. Born in Ireland, he passed away in 1951, and he was one of the first New Thought ministers. And he had that huge Divine Science church. Wow, 5,500 people a week. If we had that many people, yeah, they'd fill the streets. Fox taught that your mental state directly shapes your external reality. So this was some pretty big news, for the 20s and 30s. And people, in New York, I suppose they had the soup kitchens and all the people, their Wall Street was right there. So, he gained in popularity during the Great Depression, and his talks would fill Carnegie Hall. Fox was a voice of hope in the Great Depression. His teachings over 100 years ago were some of the first that blended metaphysical interpretations with early Christian principles. Yes, I love this. Emmett Fox blended Christianity and metaphysics. Ta-da! We are still doing this. We're bridging the gap between spirituality and scientific psychology. Got to. We are bridging the gap between ideologies, because when they're blended, you get even more than the sum of the total. Wasn't something like that? The powerful blend balances the energy. Because you can have the power of the universe with a little sacred blessing. You need both. Emmett Fox was a contributor to our religious science and unity churches with his booklets, as well as Alcoholics Anonymous. I did not know
I
this.
didn't know that either.
Okay. His booklet, The Mental Equivalent, was an ideal that I was reading about as a small child. I used to go to work with my mother all those years when I was too little to leave at home by myself. Or, I just would go with her because it was more fun. Because we could walk barefoot and go shopping, my sister and I, right around the corner from the church. And so we would sit there and read all of the books in the library because there was no radio, no television. And my mother ran the office and the library all day, every day. And then we'd all go home and maybe go to the beach and go swimming. So until I had my pony when I was 13, I spent all day, every day reading all this stuff. Who knew? I was keenly interested in the mental equivalent because I kept visualizing I was going to find that pony under the Christmas tree. The idea of a mental equivalent is that to achieve a goal or experience something in your outer life, like health or prosperity or a pony, you must first build a corresponding mental equivalent by holding a steady, positive thought of that outcome in your consciousness. Mother said, act as if it was already true. I remember this, act as if it was already true. Like you have the feeling, the smell, the vision of all of it, just like it's already happened. Great. Well, I can tell you it worked. I steadily applied this technique even as a small child. I was probably 11 when I was reading these booklets in 1966. And within 2 years, the pony had arrived. I saved my money. I had $86 saved and the pony was $125. And my parents kicked in the rest of the money. Perfect timing. I was 13 and I was in absolute heaven. Another fabulous booklet is called The Golden Key. Now, all of these booklets, as I was doing this study, I go, oh, I remember reading that one too, The Golden Key. I have seen it in my mother's sayings, and it may show up again one of these days. And the Golden Key is another simple prayer technique that Emmett Fox advocated that essentially asks us to stop thinking about the problem and instead focus your attention entirely on God. It'll effectively help you let go of the situation. Plus, I'm remembering my mother. She also taught we must picture the positive outcome as well. Mentally see the positive outcome. So I guess some of you know last summer my house had hail damage about a year ago. Actually, it was June 16th. That was my wedding anniversary. And it's really strange, but Nationwide denied me 3 or 4 times, but I was never the least bit upset or dismayed about it. I was just so happy that it didn't break any windows. I was like, I'm so happy we survived that storm. That's the one that turned at the last minute. I had minimal damage, but still, it needs to be repaired. But every time they denied me, I never felt upset. I just kept thinking, I don't know, I just keep seeing this man handing me checks, big smile. I was confident and secure that I was going to manifest a miracle. And sure enough, I just never allowed myself to think otherwise or negative. And within 6 months, the checks were arriving in the mail. So now my house is being repainted, repaired in all of August. He's out of town this July, but he'll be there, and I'm painting it a beautiful new color. I decided, thinking about color harmonics, it's going to be like a darker sky blue with a lighter blue tone. So it'll be 2 tones of blue now. It was 2 tones of green, like that. Very nice apologies. They sent an engineer all the way from Texas to help me. It ended up he was married to a girl that was one of my students at Rocky Mountain College, Abigail. She goes, oh, Abigail, she was telling me about being at this place. So the man comes from Texas, an engineer for Nationwide, and he's married to a girl that used to work there and help me. God's so great. So my faith is strong and still growing day by day. You know, it's getting really strong, really strong. I mentally held on to the mental picture and the mental equivalent and a smiling insurance agent handing me big checks. And I just love, every time I go in the bank, I want to look at that balance because I haven't spent any of it yet. It's like, wow, that's a lot of money. Yeah. I'm going to probably get like a little redwood arbor or something too, somewhere to sit outside and have coffee with my friends. So the 7-day mental diet and other books that Emmett Fox had, the 7-day mental diet and other books and Emmett Fox had way more public interest and way more weight and meaning than I had ever known all of my life. I mean, he was just there and all his books were there, but I didn't know. He had way more information and that I was available as I Googled his name. And, you know, I love Googling people's names and finding out the whole, what they call it? Oh, the rest of the story. Remember the rest of the story? It used to be a radio show. Yeah, the rest of the story. Who knew? He had that beautiful church, and he also wrote, well, a lot of the material for Alcoholics Anonymous. He actually sat down with Dr. Bob and Bill W. and helped write the big book. He used part of his metaphysical interpretation of Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. It's a lot of the verbiage, is that the word? For that big book. And that, isn't that cool? You know, they have that meeting here too. So the 7-day mental diet requires preparation and rest before you begin, because this is something kind of like when I decided I was going to jump off that stairway and fly. I had to be committed to the fact that I could fly. That was my dream. I was like, see you guys, I ain't going down all these stairs. I'm flying out there. You have to prepare for it. It's like if you're going to be fasting, like taking a water fast or, you know, food fast. You may have to write a reminder and put it on your mirror, my little affirmation, that you are planning on going on a 7-day mental diet. And claim and affirm that I will choose my feelings, I will stay positive, and if you find yourself about to fall out of this blissful stream of consciousness, we would never do that, would we? Never. Here's page number 6, it's hiding. You can gently steer yourself back to the God channel and back to that higher level of consciousness. So you need to, if you're thinking about doing this, it's something that you need to prepare your mind for. You need to think about it for a week before you try to do it for a week. We can affirm, my mind is peaceful. I can deal with everything in a positive, constructive manner and not dwell on negative thoughts. You can affirm to yourself, my mind is peace. My mind is peace and nothing can disturb me. Fox emphasizes that this 1 week of mental dieting is more difficult than physical fasting for a week. He's making the challenge. He's daring you to try it, yeah? It's more difficult than fasting, and Fox stresses that it is more strenuous than a 30-mile army march. Have you been on a 30-mile army march? I see a nodding head back there. We have veterans in the house. But it is only for 1 week. And diligently applied, it will change your entire life. Everything will be altered for the better. Just 1 week from where you're at right now to absolute mastery. I love teasing you guys. And for the rest, because that's me. I look at myself and go, how good are you doing there? You master your emotions? For the rest of your life and for eternity, things will be changed and be utterly different and inconceivably better than if you had not carried through this undertaking. I was writing pretty fast, so I'm pretty scribbly, hard to read. So here we are. We just celebrated 250 years of freedom for the USA. And you too can experience freedom from the negative habit of thinking, reacting in a negative way. So you can change the way you react. And isn't that so cool? Freedom is ours to manifest. You know, Country was free for 250 years. Well, you can be free too. All it takes is self-control. Spirit will help you. Freedom is ours to manifest. So as I studied more about Emmett Fox, I discovered, excuse me, see now I'm smarter, smart water.
I drink gum water.
As I studied more about Emmett Fox, I discovered he had written 7 books and 49 booklets. Does anybody, I never knew. I thought he was kind of like James Dillard Freeman, and maybe he wrote a little bit for Unity, but no, he was one of the masterminds. He started a lot of this. So I wrote, wow. I was remembering seeing them and reading them in the 1960s, and I started The Wonder Child, The Mental Equivalent, The Golden Key, The Sermon on the Mount. I remember now seeing those books. I'm like, okay, it's coming back to me. I was 11. I'm very inspired to try to read more of them now. And they are available on YouTube. They read them out loud to you. You can just close your eyes, take a nap, or water the plants or whatever. And there's the whole book on tape. That YouTube has it all. Fox does teach and seriously mentions that you should carefully consider the enormity of taking on this 7-day mental diet. So again, I come back to another place. The enormity of taking this on. I mean, he's really laying the challenge out there. What is he throwing down the gauntlet, whatever they call it? Maybe even wait to even consider starting this mental diet until you've given it great consideration. Hints on preparation. This is great. Hints on preparation. Who knew? Here they all are, writing in a journal. We love that. Always going back to the paper. This will help you as you begin the week-long diet. Fox writes that starting this 7-day mental diet will seem to stir up all kinds of difficulties. Ah, all right. It may even seem that everything goes wrong all at once. You know, there's little gremlins in it, little gremlins in the machine. But this may be very disconcerting, but it is really a good sign. Isn't that funny? I thought, okay, it means that you're moving. And it means that you're changing for the better. And isn't that the very object we desire? Isn't that fun? It's like, everything went wrong all at once. This must mean I'm really evolving. I know. Spiritual humor, isn't it amazing? So no matter what happens, as the dust settles, everything will be closer to your heart's desire. And I wrote, yeah. And even more fun, Emmett Fox says, don't tell anyone you're doing this diet. Don't tell anyone. I didn't tell you. I haven't started it yet. I'm preparing. Don't tell anyone you're on this diet. And I wrote, oh no. You must go on this diet and keep it to yourself. Oh, but I understand why Fox would suggest that we do not tell anyone. And I figured that if we are aiming for 7 days and fail, we can rest and start over with only ourselves to wrestle with. Don't want to tell anyone that might say, oh, I'm telling you. I can tell the cats, they won't tell. That sounds about right though. If you fail, you can rest and start over with only yourself to wrestle with. And I have actively been listening to my self-talk and my words, and I have been gently steering myself towards the diet. You know, being a horse person or a farmer or whatever, there's a book called Games People Play, and there's a little self-talk called Ain't It Awful? Oh, this weather, oh, the grasshoppers are, being a farmer. What, pardon me?
Oh, Susan has a French called carrying it off.
Oh, there you go. All right. So when you're on this mental diet, you may find yourself starting to say something and just stop, because you cannot say a negative. It just won't come out anymore. You're just like, I'm going to be positive. Dang it. I'm gonna be proud. And yes, I have used this tool before, and I've used this idea as a guide in my life for over 60 years, but I ain't way ain't perfect. I catch myself, one of my latest little affirmations, when I seem like I get over concerned about something, I just say, I make good things happen. I make good things happen. Thank you, God. We make good things happen. So these ideas are especially helpful as we are moving through the summer temps. Staying cool is in my mind. I'm taking care of the critters and thinking positive. I can see this hot weather is actually perfect because we're cutting my 10-acre field today. And it's going to dry really fast, and it was really high. When it had the big windstorm, it blew all of the neighbors' fertilizer onto my field. So I have an artificially huge crop. Over $1,000 worth of fertilizer blew onto my field.
Wow.
Yeah, my lawn is like, I told him, while you're baling the field, can you go around my house once? Yeah, it's pretty hilarious, actually. Sunflowers are like, woo. So yeah, this hot weather is perfect, and all the farmers are cutting all their hay right now. So everyone's like, and it smells so good out there, that smell, fresh cut hay. I bet you can bale it in 2 days. It's gonna just click. So reframing challenges. This hot weather is perfect for haying, and since we live in Montana, I bet there's a lot of people out there right now very happy with the hot temperatures. Reframing challenges is a great way to stay positive and stay on the 7-day path. Remember, Ernie used to say, on the path or in the poop. Good old Ernie, fall off the horse, get back on. He used to run around bareback and chase antelope. Yeah, that's before I met him, but I mean, he was a wild man kind of. He was a cowboy. He was run his horse bareback and chase antelope.
You catch him?
No, he just had fun chasing them.
He said fun doing it.
Yeah, he just loved to, that's fast. Antelope are fast. But you're reframing a challenge, and nothing changes except your way of seeing things. You have a choice. Change your glasses. Of course, you know, my fun story about my glasses and the cats. I had a new way of seeing things for a few weeks while they fixed my glasses. So you can reframe instead of react. I thought of that myself. I thought you would be proud of me. You can reframe instead of react. I thought, that's a great tagline. You gotta start making those bumper stickers. We are on to something that will restore and re-energize our ability to manifest miracles. I love manifesting miracles. I love it. And yes, we can manifest miracles. I have seen a lot of things in my life. When I was a little kid, I saw a lot of things, but I didn't tell very many people about them. But I saw it. It's called spiritual alchemy. You reframe a challenge and you turn it into energy, positive energy. We become masters of our emotions as we embrace the true power of positive thinking. This is not just some little sappy thin layer of frosting we put over something. This is all the way to your core. Every single cell of your body is positive. All the energy of your body is positive. Spiritual alchemy is the gift of accomplishing the 7-day mental diet, or even considering it, even thinking about it. Because as you become the observer, you watch your words and you learn to choose only behaviors and feelings and reactions that grow your personal power. And it's free. The price never goes up. Just like that fertilizer that just blew into my pasture. I was like, oh, okay. I watched them spread it, and the next day was 74 miles an hour. And all their topsoil came over too. I got a couple places where it's like that high. It's amazing. I'm going to sow oats on. The kid and I, we're going to ride our horses up and down over it and make big hoof prints, and then we're going to ride and throw oats down into all of it. So I'm going to seed 1/4 of a mile and it's 20 feet wide, and it's 2 feet deep. And we're just gonna seed it with, I have 100 pounds oats I bought the other day, because oats grow fast and they got good roots, and they get good life back in the soil. So, my poor neighbors, and they're wrestling with their field, but they're not organic. My place is. You look over at mine, it's lush and green. You grow.
That's fertilizer.
That's right.
Organic.
Well, it's not organic anymore because of what they did, but then again, I don't have to be certified. Usually my horses are providing the fertilizer. But you grow your personal power because you learn to observe yourself from a distance. You know, you can be in yourself and get so in your head, but then you can be out of yourself and watch yourself a little bit. Give yourself a little angel vision there. You grow your personal power when you choose words and behaviors that stay in the vibration that resonates with the higher consciousness. Ta-da! Good explanation. Oh yeah, we can become very spiritually powerful as we become plugged into the source permanently. I like the idea of being plugged in permanently. And this is possible, and of course, being plugged into the source makes everything magical and merriment and fun. When you're really plugged in, all of a sudden everything gets a little hilarious. I mean, you laugh a lot, you have fun. Look at your faces out there today. Everybody's like, you feel it, you do. So the gift of dedication and hard work, metaphysically, is the reward of being lifted in consciousness, and this is the powerful, positive source. This is pure love, pure joy, and pure truth. And the truth is that we are all equally talented when it comes to spiritual growth. Nobody has it all figured out. We're all equally talented. We can all be rising up in consciousness. So in closing today, the key point that bears repeating is the 7-day mental diet grows your personal spiritual power because you learn to become the observer. And as you learn to only use positive words, thoughts, and feelings, you grow in your personal connection to the source. And this connection raises your consciousness to the level of the master mind. I was like, yeah. I was finishing this up and it was just pouring through my brain, out through that pen. So consider taking this vision quest to see who you really are and who we all are in one spirit. We're all connected. We're living in separate bodies, but our minds and hearts are one, and we resonate to a higher vibration. We can refine our senses, our inner hearing, to know and feel new ways we have never known before. Lately, my life is turning into something I have never known before. I can guarantee you, my life has changed. I'm like, wow. And I write, why not? Why not try something new? Why not choose a radical shift? The old will fall away and all things will be made new. And life can be so beautiful. Life can be so rich. So today's the day I will tell you that I have made an agreement with the New Thought Media Network. And they've offered me a 1-hour live show per week.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, starting in about a month.
Excellent.
And it's my live show and I can talk, do anything I want. I have a producer, I've got people working with me, and they're like, and some of them know my mom and dad. The New Thought Media Network, they're based down by the Mile High Church. It's Religious Science and Unity and the New Thought Alliance all together. They've asked me to be a writer with Creative Thought Magazine. But last week was my second Zoom interview, and they go, well, we would really like you an hour live. And I'm like, okay. I can do it. If I can sit at my ranch and do a Zoom sermon here for you guys when I'm snowed in, it's not going to be different than that. And they go, hey, we want it live. Like if the cat runs through or the horse runs by or, it's outside and, the wind's blowing, whatever you want to do, it's live. And we love live. We want it to be live. And don't worry, I'm sure anything that happens, we want it. Anything you want to talk about, we want it. And I'm like, okay. So about a month from now, I'll be my first 10 o'clock live on Thursday mornings. Of course, it'll be on their YouTube channel and be replayed just like all their other shows. And there's one, it's called The Roots and Founding of the Metaphysical Movement. And it's like a root tree. So New Thought Media Network. And they have a 24/7 positive music. All New Thought type music, metaphysical music. Who knew? How I found them was when I was researching a talk I did a couple of weeks ago called A New Thought. So I just typed in Google A New Thought, and here came New Thought Media Network. And I turned it on, and the guy's speaking, and he sounds just like my dad. And then I realized, I think I found my tribe. I made a joke about it. But they will interact with us. We can like and subscribe them, and they're going to like and subscribe us. So we're all going global, kids. We're going global. Because I got a hold of them. I go, hey, Unity, we're up here in Montana. They're like, we don't have anyone in Montana. We are so happy to have you. So, and there's Canadians too. We have Canadian Religious Science and Unity too. So who knew? So this is my next endeavor. And like I said, my life has changed, and I'm not the least bit nervous about doing this. I can hear my stepdad saying, yeah, you get to talk for your living. Where's your telephone earring, But I'm really excited. I don't know if anyone's ever seen the back of Science of Mind, but they have meditations written by Ernest Holmes. And I'm definitely going to be doing, meditations with Ernest. And as some of you know, my late husband's name was Ernest. So this has got a double meaning, meditations with Ernest. And I may show, how do I do, an oracle deck? How do I make an oracle? How do I navigate my life and use every spiritual tool available? And I can share it. And this makes me very happy. This makes me really happy. So let's stand for the benediction. We can jump up. Yay!
Where would you get the 7-day diet information? I mean, like
YouTube.
If I don't want to listen to it, I want to read it. Can you read it?
You
50 bucks.
Yeah, it's just Emmett Fox booklet. I
Is
have,
it booklet?
it's a little tiny booklet, yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah. I think I have 2 of them
okay.
from,
Yeah.
15 cents.
So now, forget I said that because no one's supposed to know, right?
What's that?
You got it for her.
Hey, you can tell people that you'd like to try to be on it, but you probably don't want to let anyone know that when you are on it, I suppose. Of course, it's modern times and, we're cancel culture, so we just bend and move everything around however we please. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, here's our benediction. Right here, right now, we claim our destiny. We choose our path. We see how powerful we truly are, and we see each other as family. Namaste. Namaste.
Thank you.
I'm pretty excited.